Call to order. Halifax Board of Selectmen meeting Tuesday, July 26, 2022, 6 p.m. The meeting is being taped by Area 58.
Wow.
And we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We need to approve Selectmen meeting minutes. I know you weren't on the board for these meetings, but you can still, they have to be affirmed, so.
Some of them.
All of them, I think, except for one, maybe two.
Make a motion to approve the Selectmen minutes from September 17th, 2021, May 5th, 2022, May 9th, 2022, May 16th, 2022, and July 11th, 2022.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
John?
All right, let me find my little paper here.
What? Oh, sorry, you're right, I missed that. We have to approve the agenda for today.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Totally went over that one, sorry.
That's all right. All right, now I'm looking for my warrants and commitments, Pam. Yeah, I know. Here we go. We ready to go? No, I got it.
You got it?
Yes.
You know, Mayor.
Into the microphone, thank you. I've only been here a while. Yeah, let's go. I move to affirm approval of the following warrants and commitments. Vendor warrant number 123 for $8,128.32. Payroll warrant number 6 for $234,215. Try that again. Payroll warrant number 6 for $234,215.56. Vendor warrant number 7 for $436,259.22. Withholding warrant number 8 for $76,959.20. Ambulance commitment from 7/4/22 to 7/10/22 for $37,296.99. Ambulance commitment from 7/11/22 to 7/17/22 for $33,351.85.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I move to approve the following warrant in abatement. Vendor warrant number 9 for $415,599.53. And ambulance abatements for June for $157,463.23.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, now here's my bills. Sorry about that, guys. All right, I move to approve payment of the following selectmen bills. National Grid for $1,199.46. For Kelly Robbins, a total of $30.
For what?
And that is for our, hold on one second, our Small Town Administrators of Massachusetts general member, AKA Mr. Marty Golightly. So we were paying for him to be a part of that, and that's gonna run us $30.
Never made of money here?
I'm sorry. You're right.
Second.
That was it?
That's
Really?
it.
2 bills?
That's it,
Oh, well.
right here, little 2 bills,
Sounds
that's all
good
we
to me.
got.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Go to appointments.
No.
No, I'm not seeing it. I don't see either of these appointments here. Chief,
Well,
we'll jump to you.
okay. Good evening, everyone. So I believe you guys already got a packet, because obviously you don't want me to read through the stuff, but basically, to summarize it, right now, our current staffing levels, we have 11 officers, full-time officers for the town of Halifax, and we have 1 part-time officer. We lost 3 officers June 30th, and we had lost another 3 before that for retirements, and they left the department. So we had at one point, beginning of last year, 7 special officers. We have now just 1. If we brought in a consultant to do some research, some analysis on the department, going by the federal standards, they figure we should have 18 officers to patrol this town, in a professional manner. The ratio that they use is 2.4 officers for each 1,000 inhabitants in Halifax. Halifax right now has 7,830 people. So obviously, I'm not asking for 18 officers. What I would recommend is for either 1 or 2 full-time officers, and then maybe 1 or 2 part-time officers. The part-time officers don't have any benefits. They don't. It wouldn't cost the town any extra to bring those on. I have 20 applications right now on file showing interest. Out of those 20 applicants, we might be able to go through, pick 1 person because they don't meet the requirements. They don't have the academy trained. They haven't done the bridge academy. So right now we have 2 officers that have applied. They're both one is Massasoit, one's Simmons. So they were fully trained. If they were willing to come over, they would be able to hire them. They wouldn't have to go to the academy. It wouldn't be any extra costs for the town because I have a lot of other applicants, but we'd have to send them to the academy. We'd have to wait, and it's 6 months on the road for an academy trained officer to start in here. So just again in the packet, I just did ran some numbers in fiscal with what our special part-time officers have done in the past. For fiscal 19, they covered 1,157 hours. In fiscal 20, 1,600 hours. In 21, almost 3,000 hours were covered by part-time officers. And in 22, 1,400 hours. And those hours obviously would have to be covered by full-time officers at much higher rate. The average for a full-time officer is $55 overtime. A special officer is $25. So it's almost more than half. And also I feel that the budget would be able to sustain it right now. I mean, the last 4 years, I've given back considerable amount of money to the town in wages. In 19, we gave back $15,000. In 20, $56,000. In 21, $39,000. And in 22, $70,000. And we've already budgeted a little higher this year because we're kind of planning on that overtime. So I think we'd be fine for the additional officers. And then the other thing too is with the additional officer, we'd be able to have an officer spend some time at the school. I know is one of the hot points that a lot of the residents have spoken about. So if we can get that officer in September, we can start incorporate a program where we'd have a school resource officer there for a few hours, and then they can also supplement our patrol for all the other things we have going on in town. So far since July 1st to now, we've had 13 unfilled shifts. And so,
You're running shifts short too, right?
I'm sorry?
You're running shifts.
Yeah, so normally.
Those aren't just overtime that people aren't picking up or details people aren't picking up. These are actual shifts that should be run that are running.
Right, this has nothing to do with those details, because details is, obviously filling a cruiser is more important. So, so I don't want to get into the situation where, what Plimpton has done in the past, where they're running just 1 officer, especially on the midnight shift, because then you have 1 officer in Plimpton, 1 officer in Halifax, 2 officers in Hanson, 4 officers for geographical area this large. It's not safe.
Or that we're running them all day and night, or that they're going home for a couple hours and coming back.
And then again, I hate to do comparisons with other towns, because again, their financial situation might be different than ours. But so I just grabbed Plimpton, for example, because again, it's not one of our comparables, but just to show you the discrepancy. So in Plimpton, they have just under 3,000 people. Right now, they have 16 police personnel, including the chief. 16. Okay, so we have almost 8,000 people, and we're running with 14. So it's something's got to give. And obviously, it's something that I'd like to jump on quickly, because every other town in the Commonwealth is asking for help.
So you're asking for us to approve you to hire two? Because you think you're only gonna really get one right
Yeah,
away anyways?
yeah.
And then one
I
to
mean,
be able to take and train or something like that?
Right, I'd just like to have the board approve my complement to be 13. This way it gives me some leeway. I'm not saying I'll be able to hire 13 this year, the 13th officer this year, maybe next year, or I might even be able to hire the 12th officer this year. But I think if I don't have that, I don't have to come back again and ask the board, hey, listen, I got this great applicant that just popped in, says, this way I can just go ahead and decide his background and move forward with it.
Yeah, I'm good with you.
Yeah, we knew this was coming with the special situation.
Yeah.
So I'm fine
I
with it.
need a motion.
Make a motion to authorize the chief to hire 2 additional full-time officers.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Chief.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
I don't think I need road permit here. Do you want to jump to the agenda?
I don't see that. Yeah, sure, please.
Okay, so. Might as well. We're gonna do a record, right, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Keep moving. Vote to approve Lionville Tavern adding a DBA name. So. Is this what this is, Pam? Contingent on this?
It is.
Yeah.
So we would need a motion contingent on approval from the,
No, that one's okay. It's that, it's a happy driver. That we're gonna do contingency.
oh, this is Lionville.
Yeah, we're doing Lionville.
So wrong.
She didn't come.
She didn't. Bring it.
Next one.
Bring it.
This one here. Yeah,
Okay.
There you go.
I have a license, so that's fine.
this guy.
Okay, so they're changing their DBA to what?
Nani's Italian Grill.
Well, that's fun. So they'll go from Lionville Tavern and Restaurant to Nani's Italian Grill. Oops, make a motion on
So moved.
Second.
that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Wish them luck.
Just to sign this.
Exciting.
Yep.
Is it gonna be the same owner? It's changing the
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, all three of them.
Still
have
All three? That's in all three? That's in all three.
Sounds good. Okay. Designate a selectman liaison to the following. Building Needs Committee. Oh, hold on, sorry. GIS Ad Hoc Committee. And, what did we decide on that? We're gonna hold off on that, right?
How much fun?
The Inclusion Bylaw Study Committee?
Yeah, that's, yes.
Yep, so that's, we're holding off.
So you think it's a, Sandy was, Sandy was on it at one time, right? Or it's still on it, but they.
I don't think it's met
This is the
for
thing.
12 years.
Do we need it
Is
anymore?
this why we're not inclusive in this town?
That's it.
The inclusionary bylaw study committee worked on cluster zoning, that type of zoning bylaws. It was supposed to be to look
So
at
this would be
zoning
similar-
bylaws to include other types of neighborhoods than the types that we have.
But we have the zoning bylaw committee now.
Now we have a zoning bylaw committee. We do not need this committee. This committee has not met for at least
Make a
12
motion to
years.
abolish it.
Yeah,
Dissolve it?
yes, you
I
can.
think
You
it's a
can
great
make a
idea
motion.
to dissolve it.
I'll make a motion to dissolve the inclusionary bylaw study committee.
I would like to do more research before I vote to just abolish a committee. I was just asking as a general rule, can we do that? But before I just vote to dissolve.
I
the
mean, it
committee-
sounds like we have it covered with our current committee.
If the zoning bylaw committee meeting is gonna be dealing with it, why we have two committees working on the
With the
same things?
same stuff.
And if they haven't met in
Yes.
12 years,
Okay.
I think this was probably when we made the zoning bylaw committee meeting because, committee, we were changing the bylaws because of the town meeting, and I'm guessing we just didn't know that that was a committee already.
I think that's true.
So I think.
Who's on the committee?
So the building inspector
give
was
it
on
to
the
you.
committee and I
Honey
was
is
on
so
the
great.
committee.
Yeah, you
But-
want to have one of those?
But I haven't seen that.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's a selectman, a building inspector, housing authority, planning board member,
Catherine.
zoning board member,
Catherine.
and citizen at large, and it's pretty safe to say that I would imagine we don't have a selectman, I can't imagine anybody on the planning board goes to this.
Is Jimmy gonna be okay with this?
I was the
Jim's on the
citizen at
bylaw
Lion
committee meeting,
Jim
but-
has never attended one.
doesn't exist.
So I
Yeah.
don't think
Okay.
he knows.
Imaginary
Yeah.
committee.
Well,
If
well,
I didn't
yes.
know about it,
He
everybody
wouldn't.
been-
He wasn't
Like,
there.
I had somebody come off at one point, and then it just kind of like, just kept on getting slipped and slipped. But I haven't.
Jonathan, I second you.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we have to, so out of everything sitting here right now, building and facility needs. Which one,
I hate
two,
to say
we
it,
have four.
that's a no-brainer. For building needs. It's a guy that knows buildings pretty well. You can hit a nail with a hammer better than I can.
They're all nailed.
I don't mind doing that one because I have been in the process of all of what we're changing the buildings to in the COA and been around with everybody.
Hold on.
But if you want to do it, that's all you.
Look at the other ones first.
They're fun. You don't get to do that. You don't get to pick
Oh, yes, I
which
do.
one you want to do.
Oh, yes, I do.
Cherry picking, huh?
Right.
See how it is. That's a riot.
No, I second myself on the building facilities committee.
Okay, so all those in favor for Alex?
Aye.
So that's Alex.
That's me.
Alex.
And who first and who second that? First and then you second?
Yeah.
I think I motioned.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Motion.
All right.
All right, so moving around. Ad hoc committee.
Great question.
Well, that's comforting. So the next committee?
You got it from the GIS one? or-
Yeah, that's
Yes,
what
ad hoc.
When was the last time we needed a GIS ad hoc committee meeting?
Dawson's Eye, yeah.
who's on this? Hold up, wait, where is this?
These are like imaginary committees.
Okay, so you got it, so it's on your sheet of paper.
Snuffleupagus.
Oh, okay. Sure. Well,
So,
okay. Yeah.
so are the last times we had these listed here? Like we haven't had them since 2004?
That's
No,
when they were,
They had to vote for it.
Oh, okay.
When they established.
All right, okay. All right.
yes, 2005. And then apparently getting 2006 on that one.
Yeah, they let it revise it.
Yeah.
Not really sure on that.
I couldn't find the last time it was held, and I looked.
I don't think I had a folder on that one either. I did have one.
So it was formed and they never met, is what it
So
sounds
it's
like.
calling your name.
Sounds like a really good one.
That's a great commit, yeah, right, you guys are
Aye.
rope-a-doping me.
I make a motion to designate Selectman Seelig to the GIS ad hoc committee.
A second.
That doesn't exist.
Yes.
It'd be
I hope you're gonna hold this
I know,
first
we're gonna
meeting
do- right,
next week.
Tomorrow.
I second it. All those in favor?
I guess, Aye. Okay.
I see where this is going.
And Jonathan, you're more of the tech, like, that, the next committee is
Oh,
way more you.
He's gonna be busy with that other one.
That ad hoc's gonna keep you pretty busy, I don't know.
Pam, I just want to ask you a question. These are a very small list of ones that we have to appoint. What are the ones I already do?
You're already listed, I mean.
Because I feel like I already have some going on.
No. No, we were all-
These were the,
These are the ones that have openings, but I'm
Right.
already a part of one from last year.
They have openings.
You're on the traffic safety committee.
And I'm on the bylaw zoning.
No, we were even. Didn't
We were
figure
even.
it out?
We're
It's like
No,
6 or
this
7
is
each.
different. This is different than that list.
What?
I'm telling you, it's different.
So as you can see on the list right there, it tells you, who's appointed them. So this is just, wait.
Hey, but I thought this list, last meeting, I thought I said, someone had mentioned
I
something.
mentioned liaison list, because it's different than the other list that we did.
Except for these.
So these are not liaisons?
No,
these
these
are
are committees, and
These are
that
different.
at some point, a selectman is designated to go on these committees. So we had them kind of, people weren't on them, so you would ask me, what boards and committees that the selectmen
Yeah,
supposed to
these
be
are the
on,
same.
and that's what I did.
Because
not
it's
the
technically
same.
different.
There's another list that she
They're not
has, because I'm
subcommittees.
on other ones that aren't on here, that weren't on that original list. Thank you.
So,
Yeah.
yes, you
But you
are,
guys
but those
did
weren't
that in
red,
your
those
first
were
Right,
someone
right.
else. You already
Like
were
your first or
red.
second
You
meeting.
We did all
Okay,
subcommittees.
yes.
Yeah, this is liaisons to these committees.
Like,
Yeah.
like readily accessible?
Uh-huh.
All right. Okay, keep going.
Where are we going?
Sure, wherever you
Where
want
we
to,
going?
like, wherever
You know
you
what, since I threw Alex under the bus because he's a handy fella, I guess I could do the Information Technology Communications Advisory Committee, seeing that I am the communications
All right.
You're gonna get a degree in that.
I do have a degree in
I feel like that's,
communications,
has your name
so
all over it.
that's only fair.
I make a motion to designate Selectman Seeley to the Information Technology and Communication Advisory Committee.
A second.
Aye.
I guess I can do the gift one, even though Jonathan's much better at that one too.
Come your life, so yeah, it's the one that,
So that Recreation Gift Committee was a committee that was formed to spend the Salters gift money to the recreation.
So we don't need this
And
anymore?
we have $61 left in that account.
Well, I plan
So,
on spending that when I get on this committee.
There you go.
It's gonna be something good too.
Just to let you know what the
Ice cream sundaes
committee
for
is.
everybody.
Wait a minute.
It's one selectman, one youth and rec, and
one plan board.
one planning board member.
Perfect.
So that can be dissolved then?
No, we
Oh,
still,
we
we
gotta
still
spend
have
the
$61.
Bucks.
We
We're not
still
letting that go.
have $61, Sue.
Yeah, but
I
try
don't
to dig
spend
still,
it.
because he may have.
You better spend it
plans.
soon with the rate of inflation now.
True.
All right, make a motion to appoint Selectman DeSeza to the Recreational Gift Committee.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're good on that? Pam?
Alright.
Get it all?
Yeah, we get them all.
Ready?
Your road opening should be next.
Yeah,
That was my favorite part.
Is this?
Yeah.
that explains a lot.
We got that. Nope, you flipped over on me.
5/9.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Actually, there's a few of them. 5/9, 7/9. That's it.
I'm done.
In here?
Hey,
Okay. Let's see.
two of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're neighbors.
Here we go. So I need a motion to approve the road opening for
5 and 7.
5/9 Ave and 7/9 Ave. Looks like it's been okayed by building, police, highway, water, and conservation.
Second. Oh, sorry. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
No, I thought you said so
You're
moved.
I did.
confusing Pam.
So moved, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Just trying to confuse you, Pam, sorry about that.
Keeping our toes down there.
I'm sorry. This is why I sit next to you then.
It's all good.
You keep me alive, Mark.
Let's do it.
These ones in here.
This is you should have minutes from the 17th of September.
So, we're
discuss.
clarifying town employees eligible for the second round of ARPA bonuses. Because, Sandy, do you want to ask your questions?
Sure. So basically, I'm asking, back on 17, it was that anyone who was working here on, I have December 23rd written in my, I thought it was September.
September 17th.
September 17th?
Yeah, September 17th. Anyone who was working in the building or in the town on September 17th, 2021 would be eligible for the bonus. The part-timers, anyone under 30 hours, it would be prorated, 35 hours, it would be prorated. And my question is, because now we've lost some of those employees, and there was no allotment for that in the original decision, do we give it to employees who have left? That's my first question.
I feel like we should go with the same, what we did there, that you had to be working in the building on the day. So whenever this is about to go out, you should be working. That's my opinion. I don't know what you guys think.
All right, so the answer I got last year was if they were working there on that day, September 17th.
Right.
Right. So if they were working here, but they no longer work here,
When are these bonuses gonna go out?
oh, these bonuses will go out next pay,
The end of the month.
no, they'll go out with this
July,
pay period,
whatever.
yeah.
But it was voted on September 17th, but we just received the funding.
It was put into two payments because we didn't have the full amount. So it was separated into two bonuses.
Right, but it was the overall.
We actually had enough money to do $3,000 for everyone when we first got it, but we didn't. We did 1,500 and then 1,500 now. And basically, I think it was so that money could be spent on other things as well.
Well, now being,
Because this was one of the first decisions.
when the second,
Right.
Yeah,
when the,
but now the second money has come in, and
Yeah.
that's why I didn't do it. We were supposed to do it the first pay period, well, second pay period in July, because I would never do it on a split pay period, but the second pay period in July. but we didn't have the money at the time. So the money has come in. I'm ready to send it out. I just want to know, do I send it to people who no longer work here? And do I send it to people who are new since
working yet.
September 17th, 2020?
Yeah, that's a problem. 'cause
There's really not a
there are
lot of
here that
people in that
joined
second
since.
category, but there have been a number of people who no longer work here.
My thought on it is, if on September 17th, we said you're getting a bonus, then you owe them a bonus.
They don't work here anymore?
I don't know,
I don't know how many jobs that you get to come back for your money if you don't work anymore.
well, we also had the money in September.
And then when we first did this, we didn't give it to people who worked here previously and don't work here anymore. So then you're gonna have all those people come forward and say, well, I worked here September
Wait, so
15th.
that already happened, and it wasn't clarified then?
It was clarified then, we did it on that day, which is why I said to Sandy, I feel like this time we should do it whatever the pay period day, whoever works here that day gets that bonus.
September 17th.
No,
No, she's saying the date. of
July,
issue-
whatever, this issuing next
Issuing date,
bonus.
if you work here.
Yeah, but in September 17th, if you voted that the employees are getting a $3,000 bonus,
$1,500 at the time, but yes, and then 1,500. But you have to say working here.
that's not what it says.
Okay, but now we get to decide what that is,
Oh.
this board.
Therein lies my issue.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to make the decision.
You guys got the minutes, so there was more minutes, I emailed to you guys
Yeah.
today on the 28th.
Oh,
You
didn't
guys
read that.
talked, I don't know if that might have anything to do with this.
No, I got a lot of emails that I didn't realize you got.
So we never at that time addressed an employee that was no longer here. So I think we painted ourselves into a corner a little bit.
Pam, why don't I have that email?
It was at 2:01.
Thank you.
All right, Andrew said his intent was that anybody who is on the payroll, what?
Go ahead.
On the payroll as of the date they took the vote, September 17th, would be entitled. And then his guess would be that you would still have to be on the payroll to receive the FY23 when the vote comes around.
Right, so that's what the previous chair said. And that's what I stand by, I was on that board and I agreed with that vote, so.
Did you get the email?
Well, Alex just read it, so I'm not gonna.
I was wondering, but that's lovely. No, I didn't, because I was doing.
No, apparently none of my emails came through until I just opened the app, because now I have 16, so I just didn't see yours.
It also says the previous chair stated anyone who comes on after that date would not be eligible.
Perfect, well, those are answers
There
then.
you go.
Mm-hmm,
All right.
That answers both my questions.
yep.
So I support the previous chair in that I'm not gonna override that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's unfortunate that we, no offense to the previous board, but it's unfortunate that we have folks that are here now that aren't gonna get it. But that's what we
Sorry,
said at the
Marty,
time.
your 1 week of hard work, you're not
Alright,
gonna get that
that's
bonus.
it. That's what we said we were gonna do.
Yeah,
I think we gotta stand by our
I think I'll
word.
be all right.
I think so.
We just paid $30 for his membership, so.
That's true.
I got my
We did that
statement.
for a while.
I'm set.
Yeah,
All right, so Sandy, you're good with that? We don't
Yep.
need to take any votes?
Yep.
okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
We need to assign a signature authority. For what?
That is the, all of the, yeah, there you go. So that is the signature authority for departments and committees and commissions authorized to file files in the accountant's office. There's one for, well, there's several in there. One for the accountant's office, there's one for data processing for the selectman's office. There's a, I gave you a whole paper clip full of them. Yeah, there you go, right.
Okay,
So, that's
let's take all together.
town accountant, that one is, this is for the accountant's office. Again, you turn there you go. Select board.
Select board, I thought we already did this. Isn't Sea Lake our signature?
You did.
You did, but you have to do it.
But this, it's a new
It's new
fiscal year.
Yeah, everything.
Okay, well, I would make a motion to continue to use Jonathan as our primary signature authority.
I will second that.
So-
Only if he uses the name.
Slam that gavel.
You're-
I do want a quill pen,
Yes.
a big quill pen with a
I
fountain.
can make that happen. I got 30 bucks in a stamp.
$30 per annum in the pocket.
So now that we have town administrator. The town administrator was the department head for data processing, office machines.
Yeah, it's all in there
and
too.
So he would be able to, Marty would be able to sign those.
Can he sign just for those? Or can we make him the alternate first?
You can do anything you want.
I mean, it makes sense, you're in the building. So if something needs to be signed and none of us can get here,
Well, you're primary and alternate. So we
that's what I'm saying. If we make Jonathan the primary and we make Marty the alternate,
yeah, no, I agree with that.
can we do that?
For the select board bills
Think it would happen.
and payroll,
Is-
I think he has to be on the select board.
Does he have legal ability to
Just
do
for the
that?
select board, but for the other bills.
For the top,
Like
for
for,
this one, I don't think so, but for the rest of them. all of them.
The office one you can,
Yeah.
Yeah.
department head,
Yeah.
okay.
So everything
So we
goes
got
to
to do two
select.
different motions is where I'm going with this.
All right, so I make a do you want to be the alternate?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll make a motion to assign Jonathan Seelig as the signature authority fiscal year 2023 for the select board and Ashley as the alternate.
We actually, we have the two copies on there.
All right, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are all your copies in case you
So
want.
I'm gonna second that then.
All those in favor?
All right,
Aye.
I make a motion to assign Jonathan for the signature authority fiscal year 2023 for office, sorry. What?
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
And town administrator Monty Golightly as the alternate for office machines,
It's on the-
data processing, and the police department?
Yep. Well, we're gonna, you segue hard after that one. So make the motion for those two and then change to the
So not
animal
police
control.
Okay, sorry. So just office machines and data processing.
There you go.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, well, he moved it.
Oh, second.
Sorry, I'm in Pennsylvania time right now, I'm sorry guys.
All right, I made the motion.
You made the motion, I made the
So you
second.
seconded it.
Sorry, brain's a little squishy.
And the form to sign, those are your copies, just
Yeah.
in case you
Yeah.
don't know what you signed, the signed, the actual copies that we're gonna use are in the red
No,
folder,
it's
not.
not my money.
Okay.
You need a motion for animal control and police.
I'll make a motion. Do
those,
you want to be alternate on these ones?
those are just approving the second,
Approve
the
those.
alternate.
Oh, the alternate is Sergeant Benner
For both?
for both, yeah.
Oh, actually, wait, two alternates?
The alternate to the alternate?
Yeah, how does that work?
Well, in case I'm not around.
Yeah, but we had, so he can sign and then, is that how it works?
No, we're approving these.
No, you guys
Oh,
are
you're
approving.
just- I gotcha.
Yeah.
And then I make
So he's really the,
Right,
alternate.
the alternate.
Yeah.
But in those
wouldn't we
rare
have to
instances,
appoint it? Never mind, keep going. Forget it.
Chief
all
is
good.
primary, and then.
You're
Yeah.
good, yeah, but
Fine.
yeah, that's what I was wondering if that needs.
I make a motion to approve the signature authority fiscal year 2023 for the police department and animal control as presented.
Perfect.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
We'll whittle down this paper. Eventually, I promise.
Vote to appoint and reappoint election workers, because you want to put it, want me to do this next meeting? Oh, you need it for Tuesday. Look at the deadline. Okay, so we need a motion to reappoint, I'm just gonna do it, I'm not gonna, like Alex said, the election workers as written by town clerk.
No, I think we should read them. I hate to do it, but I just think people can hear.
Here you go.
I'll read them, I don't mind.
Should have one of those two.
One
John.
is new.
Yeah. Kathleen Miller, Lee Mulready, Judith Wall, Frank Johnston, Richard Roach, Marion Heath, Robert Doherty, Catherine Roach, Janice Hayward, Diane Phillips. Just so the town folk can hear it.
Do you second it?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Scheduling, vote to assign a scheduling of police detail for election
In accordance with.
in accordance with, Votes Act. You want to talk about this?
So, in the new Votes Act, he used to be the authority to appoint people to the polling locations. The new law states that it has to be by the Board of Selectmen. And, it's more of you guys deciding the number of officers, I believe, that are in the location, what you think is appropriate, taking that out of their hands. So that's why I sent that memo. I think, my advice would be to make him the appointing authority, because I think he can use his discretion as to how many people we need depending on what's going on.
Chief, how do you feel about that?
I'm sorry?
How do you feel about that?
I know it's something that's just commonly being done right now because of this new law.
Yep.
Most boards in surrounding towns have been selecting the chief of police as the appointing authority, I guess, for the purpose of placing the number of police officers at the polling stations.
You're okay with that responsibility?
Yeah.
Not a problem.
So we would need a motion to designate the police chief as the authority to assign specific police officers according to scheduling and availability.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
No, it should be that double one. So the motion has to be very specific to the language that's listed on the paragraph.
Okay. So next on the agenda, I would be looking for a motion that Marty Golightly is authorized to approve, finalize, and submit on behalf of the town of Halifax any such ARPA grant application and to make all representations and certifications required to be made on behalf of the town of Halifax to complete each such application with such approval, representation, and certifications to be evidenced by the signature of Marty Golightly on such application, and if any such ARPA grant is awarded, Marty Golightly shall be the recipient of such grant, thank you, of such grant on behalf of the town of Halifax.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That is for you. Is there one down there? We don't, I just.
No, that's your copy.
Yeah.
Um,
Negotiations for trust.
Chief Cruz is leaving in
You can sign
5
it,
minutes.
too.
That's fine.
We got 5 minutes. I'll
Yeah,
just
that's
show what time you guys have.
I need a vote to open negotiations with the Halifax Association of Police Patrolmen and the Halifax Superior Officers Union, specific to body cameras working conditions change. Any motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Should be alternate.
You are the liaison for that, Ashley.
Oh, I am. Super pumped.
I'll sign it.
Wait, I think we're supposed to figure out an alternate for this. This whole form is if he's not around.
Right.
So we need an alternate.
Okay, that sounds like you're the only one who's not an alternate.
Okay,
Is that the data process?
Data process,
Yeah.
yeah.
if you're not around.
I move to appoint Alex Mead as the signature authority for data processing if Marty Golightly is not here.
And for,
And the
Yeah,
other office
yeah.
machines.
And
Oh,
office
and
machines.
for office machines.
Before we do that, do you foresee an instance where, like, during business hours, yeah, I'm just trying to give Alex a note here, if he's working
Fine, it's fine.
and I'm around, I can swing by.
I love this place.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
I'll second this one.
If we have an office machines emergency,
All right.
I will be here on the double, Marty.
I will
get you a-
I will
see if Chief
I
can get
know,
you a
like, it's not
light.
that funny though.
I might need an escort to
Yeah.
get here quickly, though.
See if Chief can get you a light for the car. that people have.
Still waiting for
See
my
my
police
office,
commissioner's badge.
You see my office, you know I have one.
All right, so I motioned, Jonathan second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I
that's-
motioned, Jonathan second, for Alex to be the,
Data processing
And
Office machines.
for signature authority.
Alex is gonna be the only to that office
So,
machine.
so Marty.
The important ones.
Okay, and then the other one we just said, and then Appoint. Who was the second?
Office machines.
No, all we're looking for is an alternate. for
Alternate.
Data processing and office machines.
Okay, and
So
then.
Marty's our signature and Alex is our alternate for both of those.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah. So, who was the second?
Ashley motion,
Ashley,
Jonathan
motion, I
seconded.
seconded.
Yeah, the other one.
I know, sorry about that.
Yes,
Killing the smalls.
hand it back to you.
All the way back.
Take your time signing.
Oh, you're doing fine.
Riveting TV.
It's a lot of signing.
Can you talk about this? The last one. I can do this. You wanna
Both.
talk- You're gonna talk both?
So,
You're gonna talk about both, or you want me to talk about both?
I think you both can.
Oh, perfect, that's not where I thought we were going with that, I like it. Teamwork.
Or.
Teamwork makes the dream work, Marty.
All the way down.
Thank you, sir.
Are we all signed and caught up?
I believe so. It's a lot of paper.
Did we do it? We did the road openings, right? We signed them?
We did.
Yep.
Pam will keep us honest. I have faith in her.
Throwing it for a loop
Are you
tonight.
missing anything from us right now? You're
What are
okay?
these?
I'll find it tomorrow.
Is there?
No, you always find us, Pam.
Sorry.
But this time, she has to tell me to make the phone call. So, hey, I'll fall on the sword for you, Pam. Okay.
So last on the agenda, retaining of Lighthouse Legal Counsel LLC for HR Union Specific Counsel and a possible vote.
I think this is more important now than probably it has been in the past with our economic changes, our addition of the body cameras for police officers union to have a specific assistance with HR and union negotiations. It's significantly cheaper than our current counsel for union negotiations and for labor and HR stuff. And my hope is to pay for this with some ARPA funds because of the continued impact that we're still having from all of the additional hours, from all of the additional things that we've had to ask our communities, first responders to do. This is a one-year contract to kind of get us to a better place in our HR and union negotiation future.
So it's kind of a twofold thing too.
Hold on, sorry.
Because.
Are we talking about the body cameras, or are we talking about
No,
the?
no, come back
No.
to-
Okay.
The actual contract is right there.
This one.
This is to for council, labor. No, the next one.
This one?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is for council to assist with both labor negotiations and the HR ongoing issues that we may have.
Is this?
So it's a
This is the
Jacqueline.
same one that we had, right?
Right.
Yep.
So it's kind of a twofold vote. So we would need a vote to continue to use Jack as our special labor counsel, which I think we should absolutely do this year just for the reason of he negotiated with our unions last year. And we have 2 brand new selectmen and a new town administrator who don't know what happened in those negotiations last year. So I think it's important to continue to use same counsel so that he can keep everybody in line and what was happening last year. We don't have last year we didn't take this because we were going to take it next year, or whatever the situation may be.
And hopefully prevent some of that, some of those union contracts, faux pas, we'll call them,
Yeah.
or those things that we left out that we were able to solve this week from happening in the future.
And he is more cost efficient to the town as far as the most previous firm that he worked for.
And this is not the same proposal where he was on retainer for the regular HR services, which is number 2?
This is, so it's a twofold thing.
Right.
So the first thing is to keep him as special labor counsel.
Right.
This is the other thing that we were talking about. And this is what Marty wants to use some of the ARPA funds for, to be able to do the HR.
Did we ever get the number? That was my big sticking point last time.
The cost for the year?
Yeah.
20,000.
20.
No. The last time this came up, so I don't know if you know the history. Aside from union negotiations, it's originally this was, we have funds set aside to get department heads training on HR.
Right.
And then Mr. Dolan came in and sat down in front of us, and then all of a sudden we have a packet about having him on retainer for the year. And I said, I don't understand how we got here. And he said, well,
Because I asked him to.
okay, but I didn't know that.
Right.
So he said,
I wouldn't have been able to tell you outside of a meeting.
okay. So my question was, I don't feel comfortable voting to have another counsel on retainer unless we know what we spent to date on his services.
Right, so we did pull, Jack and Marty, myself did meet. We did pull some of the past legal bills. The way that they're billed out with Brooks and Durensis is kind of a little bit wonky, because a lot of things fall under general legal matters. But everything as far as, who should be recused, who shouldn't be able to speak on things, conflict of interest, all the stuff which falls in almost every single one of our bills, were on there. So it just came down to, he's sure that he can be a cost-effective savings for us. And then when Marty came in and looked at it, he saw that we could use the opera funds rather than the training money.
Okay.
And it would make, hopefully, that's the plan. So it would make sense. Plus, again, to have an HR person who's gonna help our new town administrator be successful, who is also a previous town administrator, makes sense to try to set us up for success here. I mean, Marty, you've been here for a whole week and a day.
Yeah,
What is your feeling on having help in the HR department?
Why don't we need help in the HR
Well,
department?
I just figured we'd ask somebody who doesn't live here and isn't in it.
lots of training needs to be done,
Yeah,
but we already knew that.
yeah. So what, if you're able to use the ARPA money, what are we gonna do with the training money? Just turn it back over?
We can leave it there, and if we need other.
I'm sure we could find,
Let's train.
Yeah.
we could find lots of other
Isn't
topics
the
to
training,
train.
I thought the training was in
training
here.
was part
Yeah,
of
no,
the
that's
service.
part of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Training is
So
part
in
of
reality,
this
we could
package.
use the 11,000 and then go for 9 of the opera fund, but this
No,
is,
I don't think that's how the ARPA funds could work.
we can't do it that way.
No, but we can certainly look for,
But this is still only a 1-year thing. So that, Sandy, if I'm right, the $11,000 would stay there. So if next year we decided, hey, this was great, we don't have opera funds to pay for this anymore, we could use that 11,000 and figure
You
out.
can't use it, you'd have to go to town meeting and say, we're gonna take this 11,000 that was designated for department head training that we never did, and use it for something else.
Even though it still includes the training.
I mean, it's used
Yeah,
specifically for
it's not
department head
really the
training.
same thing.
Okay.
Because it's not really, what he's doing isn't the same thing.
And there's a lot of other department head trainings besides HR
It
related
have to
stuff.
be a little more
We bring in
transparent.
a lot of other consultants for that kind of thing, including ADAs.
Selectmen meeting?
Yes.
Right here.
You're in the right place.
You're where you're supposed to be.
All right. Well, you 1 year. And it includes training, which we already had over half the money allocated for. What do you think?
So I was calling on the phone when we were doing this meeting, and I
Oh, you
apologize.
have horrible service.
Well, yeah, I know.
I
up in the-
remember.
Up in the boonies of Winnipesaukee. But I thought I remember it was canceled at any time. Is that
Yep.
that not?
It is.
Right?
Yep.
So it's, while it's a $20,000 agreement, if we realize this isn't
And we don't have to pay it up front. It's
going
in
well,
increments.
it's in increments, we can pull out of this deal if we need to.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if it would be cost effective. I do think we need training, and we need HR training now for our department heads. So I do
And
think,
I know for a fact that a lot of our legal calls and emails and stuff going through right now are a lot of, are we allowed to speak on this? Is this a conflict
Sure.
of interest? Does it need a disclosure form? All stuff that Jack would be able to do. So that's also, will save us money in the end, because we
Since-
won't be paying the other attorney that, because that's included in this.
so since he is on retainer with this setup, would those departments have free laissez-faire access to him?
So we talked to Marty about,
To-
with
to
Marty
reach
about that. So the department heads, the select board, and I would imagine the chairs of the committees,
Well, we just
we have to
talked
figure that part
about
out.
select board and department heads having no
24/7
barriers
access.
to access.
Mhm.
If you have an HR question, just
Then
shoot
no,
it.
what about committee chairs? We're not going
We're
down
gonna work on
road
that
yet?
with.
Probably could
with
work
them,
that in.
but-
Because it does seem like it's a pretty good asset, and I would just want to make sure that they know that they have
Right.
access to this
I don't
asset.
know
'cause I
if
still
that
feel
would
like
be a
it's
situation where we want the committee chairs to maybe go to Marty and let Marty filter that. But honestly, Jack said you can call him all day, every day,
If
doesn't
there's a
matter.
committee that specifically has employees.
If there's a committee that specifically has employees.
Which, I mean, they have their secretaries.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know where our legal bills are skyrocketing, but I think this actually might be a good thing in the long run, because we're gonna get training, which hopefully will lead to fewer complaints and incidents down the road.
Ideally.
Ideally, if we get folks the information they need, if we offer them a way to reach out when they have a question, and we're not going to a more expensive alternative with our current legal team, then that might help us out in the long run.
Go ahead, Amy.
I have a couple of things. Number one, we have variable with our negotiations. We have a change in town administrator, which in some thoughts that I've heard, there was a little bit of a barrier on our last town administrator and certain negotiations in town. So I would say that that's something that we should see how the year goes. The other thing is our law bills will hopefully go down this year due to the fact that hopefully our lawsuits will, especially the ones that have happened in the last year, will stop. So can we wait and not just keep adding before we see how we can go forward with what we have? Because, like you said, I mean, like, we have a lot of law bills, hopefully they'll go down. $20,000 doesn't seem like a lot, but can we go forward with what we have before we add?
Yeah, but a lot of what they're gonna be taking care of are stuff that I hope don't go down, because I think a lot of our boards and committees should get in line and figure out if they're able to speak on things, if they should recuse, if there's a conflict.
Well, that's always gonna happen anyways, but right
Right, but we're
now-
using attorney fees a lot
But
to
we're-
figure that out.
But we're gonna add a scientific project can only, experiment can only have one variable to truly know what actually made sense in going forward. And we're just throwing things out right now without going forward with what we have and seeing how we do this year. We don't need to keep throwing more money out.
I think there's more that comes into this than just that, and I think being able to support a new town administrator with the proper HR and training and be able to train our staff is a lot more
Also
than that too.
contingent upon ARPA funding,
Okay,
because that's not coming out of,
right, I would agree to that. So we need a twofold vote, so we need a vote to continue to use, or to use, I shouldn't say continue, we're gonna use Lighthouse Legal Counsel for our special labor law.
special legal counsel,
Legal counsel, special legal counsel.
special labor counsel.
Labor
Excuse
counsel.
me.
I was like legal, special, and that will be, he'll be in charge of our negotiations.
And that's, so,
So instead of paying Brooks and Durensis, we're gonna pay him. And it is cheaper than Brooks and Durensis.
Sandy?
So that's not a retainer type thing?
Nope.
We're just using him?
Instead of Brooks and Durensis, yes.
All right. So the only
Wait, sorry, say it again. Say what you just said again.
He wouldn't be on retainer to be our labor attorney.
Right,
He will just be our labor attorney. He will bill us for hours that we use.
exactly.
Straight.
Just like we're doing right now, Brooks and Durensis.
and can
That's
I,
for part one,
Part one.
that's for part one.
right? That's, I'm
Yes.
just
Can
making sure.
can I just clarify 2 quick points? He was our labor attorney last time we did
Yep.
it, number 1. Number 2, he's a less expensive option than our current legal team that we
Yep.
have.
He was with the legal team last
Yeah.
year, and that's why he was more expensive.
We don't have a package,
last
we
year.
pay hourly.
What is Brooks and Durensis hourly?
$200 an hour and he's 185.
Yeah, 180.
Sign me up.
Package with the current.
We don't have a package with him. We pay him by the hour
Hey, it's
for
an hourly.
what we use him
Hourly when
for.
we call him.
That's not what you described.
That's what we use.
Two
him for.
different things, 2 different animals. This is for the labor
That's just
negotiations.
for the labor.
Is hourly. The
HR
HR
counsel
stuff
band.
is is a package. So that's the two different angles. So it'll be actually a cost savings, Amy, if we have an HR issue, instead of going to our current more expensive attorney, we will go to this gentleman who was with us last year during all our labor negotiations, and it's $15 an hour cheaper. I like that. I will motion that all day long.
Do
Second.
I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And then do we want to make a motion to use Lighthouse Legal Counsel for the HR resources pending ARPA funds?
Yes, I will ask that this is not one of those things where we sign up for provide training on up to 3 topics per year if requested and we don't request it. Can I put that ball in your court, please?
100%.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
And I will second this.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Do you have, what's your name?
My name's John. Nice to meet you guys.
John?
Nice to meet you,
Nice to meet you.
We're going back to appointments, so that was the end of the agenda anyways. Come back. So, this was the dog license fees. All right, John, do you want to tell us?
Okay,
What's
nice to meet
going
you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Really quick, I guess to keep it short and sweet, I just had a problem with my dog licenses. I guess I'd also like to make a comment about the post office. Nothing that I could say past me and what the clerk has told me, but basically what happened was I live with my parents. Me and my daughter's mom unfortunately broke up in 2019. I was an X-ray tech student at the time. Moved home with my parents while I finished school. Since then, I ended up getting full custody of my daughter, and now currently I'm taking care of my father, who's become disabled and ill. So I just got a lot on my plate. You know what I mean? Last year, during 2021, with the help of housing, me and my daughter actually got into an apartment out in Fall River, moved away from Halifax. Sadly, you know, this really is a really nice town and great place for kids to run around and everything. But had to, you know, couldn't really stay at my parents' house. My dogs were there. I unfortunately missed the notices that were coming to my parents' house due to the address change and the crossover. It's not that I don't want to pay my, you know, my fees. You know, I pay my taxes, everything else. I'm a medical professional. Just basically due to the circumstances where I had to move out, I missed the initial fee, so that I was hit with late fees. So that brought the $10 per license to $20, and then the 2 late fees equaled $50 each. So it was $120. At that point, after living in Fall River, didn't work out there. Me and my daughter went back to my daughter's grandmother in Falmouth. So just adding another piece of the puzzle. Now my mail's circulating all over Mass, you know. Even recently, I requested a new credit card, and I've even had, this has been going on for years now, I even have a report with the Halifax police. One time my identity was stolen. I don't know how it was done, but a lot of my mail goes missing from my address, and, you know, hand on the Bible, I wouldn't lie about that. A couple weeks ago, I ordered a new credit card. Someone had gotten it, activated it, and TD Bank luckily caught it before, but I just don't know what's going on with my mail. Getting back to the dog licenses, after I had inquired the 2 late fees and it was at $120, I came to the town clerk. I tried to explain to her that, you know, my situation, how I would bounce around, me and my daughter, I'm a single dad, it's just been tough, you know, is there anything that they can do about the late fees? She was like, no, you know, it's gonna go to court, and once you go to court, you can basically explain it to them. And I was like, okay, you know, taking her word for it. But then, thus having it go to court, I also inquired 2 court fees, which is $25 each. So now it's up to $170. When I had called the courthouse about this, they were like, oh, you're gonna have to come in for an arraignment. And I wish I had just, you know, been more adamant about the town clerk about paying it then, because now, you know, an arraignment, even though it's just for dog licenses, as a medical professional, this is gonna be an open case and this is gonna be on my quarry for the rest of my life. You know, and that just really is a hard pill to swallow, because I take pride in doing the right thing, being an X-ray tech, raising a daughter alone. It was just unfortunate, and when I had spoken to the woman's name was Jill, the clerk at the courthouse in Plymouth, she had told me that no, I actually could have made the payment. The town hall is the only ones that can take the payment. So she called over to the clerk. The clerk there was like, oh, well, we've had some new staffing and I wasn't aware of this, and you know, if he wants to come and make the payment now, he could come make the payment now. But that wasn't what I was told months prior when I came in to make the payment. So, you know, I don't want anyone to get in trouble, you know, and I definitely should have been more adamant about my mail. But now to the point where I'm gonna have charges on my record, I'm sure they'll get dismissed. I wanna pay it today. You know, I was hoping maybe if you guys could either waive the court fees, I could pay the $120 today. If it's not open for payment, I'll come back first thing in the morning and pay it. At least I can get the court fees waived. And the woman from the courthouse did say if I did pay it before court, then I might not have to come for the arraignment and maybe I won't get charges on my record. But when I tried to explain that to the town clerk, they told me the best thing to do would be to come talk to you guys and ask if that's okay. So as a humble man, you know, young adult, trying to take care of my daughter, take care of my dad and my family, I would greatly appreciate it if you could take this into consideration. If not, I do understand, and I do thank you guys for your time. Thank you.
John, I appreciate you coming in. I think it's noble that you're raising your daughter by yourself. I don't want to take anything from that. How old are your dogs?
They're actually 7. My dog, McConan, I actually just had to take him to the vet. He's not doing good. He's trying one more round of antibiotics, and if that doesn't work, I think he's gonna have to be put down.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. My other dog, Oreo, is 6.
Okay. So you have a 6 and a 7-year-old dog, and that you've never had licenses before?
No, I have had them licensed here. They do have a record on license for 2019.
Okay.
I'm not sure what happened in 2020.
All right. I don't mean to interrupt you, I'm sorry, but if they were licensed here before, you knew they had to be licensed. I mean, it's on the board by the fire station. I understand life circumstance gets in the way. I, again, appreciate what you're doing with your daughter, but I can't sit here and set a precedent like that. I mean, you're gonna take on 2 dogs and you're gonna be a dog owner, then you gotta license the dogs, man.
And I'm not saying I wasn't wrong by getting it done within the time span. I just think that when I knew that there was the late fees and I made the effort to come in and pay them before I had inquired more court fees.
Yep.
And I was told that I couldn't make a payment, but that was actually misinformation.
Okay.
That could have saved me $50, and now I might not have to go to court.
I mean, I wasn't there for those conversations. I know the town clerk's office is closed now for tonight. If you come back in the morning, like you said you were able to, then
I can speak to it.
if that's okay.
So the fees have not increased since December, but what happened was once I gave it to the chief submitted it to the court, and at that point it was out of my hands, and that was when he came in. The price has not changed. It's been $170, $85 each dog. It's a $50 late fee per dog. The court citations were issued by the animal control officer. At the time when he came in, I told him he'd have to pay through the court. He missed his first court date, so he wasn't able to pay it then. In the interim, I spoke with them, and they did say he could pay me the $170 in my office, and it would be done with.
okay.
John, are your dogs licensed now?
I'm trying to license them this year. When I did come in to speak to her before, she said I couldn't license them this year until I took care of last year.
Yeah.
But I did make a conscious effort to.
That is correct.
Okay. I mean, my opinion is you said you're willing to come back in the morning. You pay the $170 you owe. You license the dogs for this year. You learn your lesson. I mean, you won't forget next year.
And I would make sure you license them
For next year,
while you're
because
here
the
for
late
next
fees
year.
are starting soon.
Yeah, I would wait on that one either.
Yeah, no, I think that's, again, John, I appreciate you coming in, but I do think that's the way to handle the situation.
Unfortunately, if we do it for you, we have to do it for all. So we appreciate you coming in and speaking with us, and we're sympathetic to everything going on in your life. It's just, there's a whole town here of almost 8,000 people that would love to jump in your boat and say, I don't want to pay my late fee either.
It's not even the late fee, it was just a citation fee, because I did make an effort to come in before I had acquired citation fees, but that's okay. The other thing I would like to at least add is the thing about the mail. I don't know if it was you or the other woman, but they specifically both told me that they had sent dog licenses out to the post office, and then they didn't receive them. There was an error with the way they were getting sent out, and they didn't get, the town clerk, the town hall, didn't get those back for over a month for them to even correct the issue, and then the licenses went out late. So when the dog licenses went out late, you know what I mean, and I'm living in another town, I'm not saying, it's my fault, but at the same time, there were other circumstances at play. And I don't know if she can speak to that now.
And we also left voicemail, the phone number that was provided to us. Animal control, before she issued those court citations, went door to door to every home with unlicensed dogs and left a door knock.
And this is from last year, 2 years ago?
2019.
2021.
2021.
No,
Last year.
We didn't address the fact that people didn't license in 2020 because it was
Okay.
pandemic.
But I guess my question, I appreciate what you're saying. You're not sitting here today because you're late by a month.
But I
You know.
have tried to come in and make the payment, but when I first came in and initially made the payment, I was told that I wasn't able to. And I had to-
January 3rd, I have an email my assistant sent him after he came in, he asked her to, saying, you know, he had given us the updated rabies, I have those here, and she said, you can make the payment.
And then when I came in to make the payment, I was told I had to go to court.
Not after January 3rd.
That's when I found out I had to go to court, was around February or March.
Why did you come
And the other
in?
thing is too, I'm a PCA for my dad. I make $400 a week, and I'm trying to, you know.
Yeah.
I'm really struggling.
No, I understand that, and I'm sorry to hear that. And I appreciate you working hard and, you know, taking care of your daughter and taking care of your dad. But again, I can't sit here in good conscience and make an exception because, like Ashley said, it's in place for a reason. We're gonna have a lot of other people that are gonna be showing up saying that I can't license my dog. And I understand what you're saying about delay in the mail. I mean, you had an email here from January. So you got this email in January?
I don't have record of it.
Okay.
I don't know. to be
Well,
honest. I could definitely.
but you showed up afterwards.
Afterwards, yes, to
Yeah.
make the payment, and I was told I could not make the payment.
Okay. But,
And that is true, because then I was directed to go to court.
Okay.
That's when I called the courthouse, and they were like, no, the only person you can make the payment to is the town hall. And that's when someone else got on the phone and was like, oh, we've had new staff here. That was said to him before where he couldn't make the payment, but,
okay, well, again, I wasn't there for those conversations.
well, I'm not lying to you.
I understand, I'm not calling you a liar. As I see it, in January, you were sent an email with a link to online payments, you didn't have to come here. And I'm sorry, I can't sit here and make an exception, so.
Yes.
My opinion is, come in tomorrow, pay the license, or pay the fines, pay for your licenses for this year, and, move on.
Okay, well, thank you. I'll definitely, it'll be hard to take that 170 away from my daughter, you know what I mean? She needs to eat food every week and.
Well, then-
And that's the price you pay to own
Well, then
two
maybe
dogs.
you should look at giving up the dogs, if you can't afford to feed your daughter, and that's the
My
question.
dog's gonna get put down. I don't think anyone likes to give up on their family.
Okay.
That's just,
Well, those are some difficult life decisions you're forced to make sometimes, so good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
get ready for those Facebook comments. All right. Chief Guzzo.
Ma'am,
Hi.
how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
We're great. What are you doing?
I'm looking for the rescuers.
Oh, okay. Do you want to wait a second? Do you want us to go to the
Like the
next?
Disney movie? Or the-
Are they down under?
That was a movie.
Rescuers Down Under.
There you
Rescuers.
go.
I forgot about that
Not
movie.
Pixar, that was like animated.
That was
No,
back
that's
in the
animated.
day.
That's way before
Right.
Pixar existed.
Showing your age, Kuzo.
We have one, do you want us, we have
said
one
it's
more
from the
person. Do you want us to
90s.
jump to
Yeah,
the next?
like
Okay,
that.
so we'll hold.
I told her Amanda and John Moe are not here, right? I don't even know where they're looking. Oh, they're not coming, thank you, okay. Okay, they're not coming. So Ally, I did speak to her and she should be here around 7:45. Or
let's jump.
hopefully before. So do you want to jump?
We'll go back and then
Well, I
you're
was 2
last.
minutes late, so.
I was like, I don't know, we're gonna be here till 7:45. We only have one more in
I
view.
called them. Yeah, no, thank you. Hopefully I'll text her.
Okay.
Okay.
So, in the meantime, we will move.
Yep.
Okay, so Tanya's here, okay, so I didn't get, okay, you didn't get back to me, but this is Tanya, she wants to be reappointed to the holidays.
But it's in Halifax.
Yep.
Hi, Tanya.
Hi. She
your
was supposed to
questions
come last
ready.
time, but work schedule kind
Oh,
of made it crazy.
I got stuck going into work early.
Okay,
So, she's
that's-
not on the agenda now.
no, because
No one got back to us in time, that we didn't know you were gonna be at the meeting.
I'm sorry. I thought I answered you, no?
no, you didn't, last.
The last time I said I should make it, and then you sent me another one, and I thought, I'm sorry.
And there's no way we can
No.
legally get her in.
So we're not allowed to speak about anything unless it's listed on the agenda because it's an open meeting and it has to be posted for
No
anybody who
worries.
wants to show up.
Usually I just go to somebody's office and they swear me back in.
I do, but.
That's how it was done before.
You know, usually I just show up to one of the desks and they're like, put your hand up, and that's it.
Reappointed, and I send you an email saying, oh, by the way, please come in. So,
Okay.
okay, what can we do?
We can make sure that
So
it's
how
on the next
about,
agenda.
how about this? why don't you take Alex's questions and email them to Tanya?
Yes.
Tanya, you respond to the questions, and on the next meeting, we'll read the answers out loud and we'll appoint you so you don't have to come back in. And then
No
we're not
problems
mixing with any open meeting violation.
Yeah, he's been out all day. We went to go see King Tut, so we're a little.
Ooh, that's exciting.
That's fun.
It was great, huh?
Did you like it?
And then what did you have for lunch?
I had a squid.
Squid.
He ate octopus.
That's really cool. Did you like
Beside
it?
me.
Was it chewy?
It's like
Was it okay? Will you eat it again?
And very spicy.
Very spicy.
Oh, spicy
Spicy.
too.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna double check my email to see if I did not get it.
It's okay.
Well,
no
we
worries.
should be able to handle this so she doesn't have to come back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just have to
Yeah.
email me back
So
and forth, and that's fine.
I'll email you
And hopefully,
Then I had sushi.
sushi.
you love sushi. So,
Nice.
all right, you ready to go?
And then I had 2 lemons.
You're making me hungry,
I know,
man.
I'm hungry.
He eats lemons like apples. Come on,
My
let's go.
son loves lemons
You won't
too.
get scurvy.
No. That's what the doctor says.
There you
So
go.
yeah, I'll just email back and forth with him.
I eat the skin.
Am I the only one?
We have one more person, but, actually, Administration Technology Committee, that was, he didn't get back to me either.
Who was it?
It was for another committee, but he didn't get back to me.
Oh, okay. No, I meant on the committee.
For the
Because I know
holidays in Halifax?
Stacy Varro.
You were the only one on it because now the chief is not.
I know. I have no more fire chief. I have no more.
Well, we'll have a new
Stacy.
fire chief
liaison though, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're
What are you doing with that finger?
Meet
Are
Marty
you the new
Golightly.
Charlie?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, the new Marty.
New Marty.
He's the new
Yes.
Marty.
You're the new Marty. You. No, who took Charlie's job?
Marty.
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 New and improved.
There you go.
New and improved. Okay. Well, Marty Golightly, we're gonna be best
Pleasure to
friends.
meet you.
Nice to meet you
I
too.
do have a couple town bank loans that people filled out, so if I could probably send them to you. if
Sure.
you can do that.
Yeah, that'd be
and
great.
We can discuss this
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah, that sounds great. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Nice to
you.
put names with faces.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Take care. Keep eating that squid, buddy.
All right, so next
Attaboy.
we have, where are my little thingies? I'm like losing my mind right now.
We get the transfer
Transfer
license.
of common license from Lily Cafe to, all right, so this would have to be the contingent one. Okay.
Correct.
So we would need a motion contingent on the approval of the ABCC files for the business certificate with the town clerk and that they receive food permit from the Board of Health to be able to transfer this.
So moved.
Do you think you'll be able to do all those things?
So you're working on it.
You're working on it, I know, it's been a process, thanks for bearing with us here.
Yeah, so it's been.
I do like to see you at all of our meetings, it's great.
Oh, it's okay. They're working all day over there, so this is
We did
all
check
right.
with ABCC, and it is still in process.
It's still in process, yeah, I called them yesterday.
And the other thing should be the wrap up.
When are you hoping to open?
Yeah, that's everybody's waiting it very
Yeah,
anxiously.
Other people stop by.
Yes.
They keep checking. I say, is it coming up, coming up.
Coming up. All right.
All right.
Did you move that or just roll?
I just said I need a motion contingent on those things, if you wanna reread it, you can.
Yep. I will make a motion to transfer the license contingent on approval from ABC, or should I read it out? Transfer the common victualler license from Lily Cafe 2 to Dragon Lake Village. And weekday and Sunday entertainment license contingent upon approval from the ABCC. Files for a business certificate with the town clerk and that you receive the food permit from the Board of Health.
So moved.
Oh, I guess, he moved it. so
He moved it.
seconded
Second. I'm telling you guys.
All those in
telling you.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Holy cow. Sorry.
That's just
Me?
you. Yeah,
Once
just
I
you.
get to ABCC, I will let you know.
Okay.
And then, then I would have you go down to see, the town clerk to get that business certificate.
Okay.
And then I'll contact the board. And once everything's all done, I'll have the board sign the licenses and then I'll call you to come down.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Yeah, I will.
You too.
Thank you.
you.
Chief Guzzo.
One of the rescuers, I think will be the actual human, she's on her way, she'll be here in about 3 minutes.
The actual human?
Yes, not the movie.
The actual human?
Not the movie, The Rescuers.
So let's take a 5-minute recess and we will come back.
What do you think? We hate dogs?
Look at this fun thing now.
Wow, that thing works.
It does work.
Holy cow.
Grabs attention.
I need this for the hearing.
Marty's
Welcome back. Get in
That was
here.
a sign for you to come back. Did you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah.
I think they heard you in Clinton.
Morse code.
Where's brother?
Hello, welcome.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even
Yeah, that's
see
the guy
him
who's
back
taking
here.
pictures right there.
This is my friend, my new friend.
This is gonna be so amazing. I'm pretty much.
Sally's
That's my mom.
Okay.
Grandma.
All right, we'll talk.
Everyone had to come.
All right, so we're reconvening.
Hey, Josh.
Board of Selectmen meeting. It's 7:19.
Good.
Chief Kuzo,
Yes.
floor is yours.
Thank you. So on behalf of the board, thank you for having this opportunity to present a few awards and to tell the story of Father Williams. I guess that's kind of the title of the story of Father Williams, right? There's a lot of stories in Halifax, but this one in particular is kind of nice, and unfortunately in this day and age, it's always nice to have a really good story, and this is it. So on July 12th, which was 2 weeks ago, right?
Yep. To the day.
All right, so we got a call, typical call. We do obviously everything from medicals to fires and everything in between. We got a call for a water rescue on East Monpont Pond, that a person was in the water and I think not breathing. Correct, okay. So not breathing. So we did our normal response matrix and we shipped ourselves out. And when that call came in too, we had another medical going on at the same time. When it rains, of course, right? So of course we're already undermanned already, but we'll make it work. So we respond over to the area of Baker and Lantern Lane, and supposedly there's someone in the water, and we're just trying to locate them. Now, so that day they kind of paint you a picture. Always got to paint the picture, right? It's windy, like really windy, as in like
Windy.
Windy, right? Right, I just want to say that, right? I mean, this white cap, it's like the ocean out there, the lake, the white caps, and it's like the ocean. So it's windy, and then we hear, like screaming off the distance. So myself and Captain Gibbons and a couple of the firefighters are like moving around the area of Lantern Lane, Baker Court, kind of looking for where the screaming is coming from, right? But to kind of reverse a little bit to tell the story of Father Williams, so it's a windy day, but Father Williams being retired, he's like, I want to go out on the lake for a kayak. So he goes out on the lake, he's by himself, right? And you just picture him on the lake, enjoying himself with the paddle, saying, this is great, this is God's work, right? Well, the waves are getting worse, they were getting bigger. The wind is picking up, and Father Williams goes overboard, out of his kayak. Now, maybe he's like 20 feet from shore, okay? So if I get some of the details wrong, just go with it, because I'm going to make it a little dramatic, okay? No, it's true, so he's out.
Where were the sharks?
Yeah, way over the jump. So he's in the water, he doesn't have a life jacket, but I'm telling you, it was windy, like it sucked. It did suck. It was, like, if you kind of had to be a strong swimmer with a life jacket. So he's sitting there, right? And this is, I gotta quote him. So he's sitting there, he's by himself, and the waves suck. He's taking some water in, swallowing some water, and he goes, and I quote, I wonder if this is how it ends.
Oh my goodness.
Right, I know. So I was like, oh my God, I almost fell back with it, right? So he says that, and meanwhile, so instead of, what happens if you're hurt, or if you need help, what do you yell?
Help.
No, he didn't yell help. Hello!
Hello!
Yells hello. Yells hello. Next time yell help. Maybe.
Yeah,
So it just so happens that Alexandria Davis, was home that day. She lived literally right up the steps in her house there, and she took the day off for whatever reason. She wanted to take the day off, right? Don't judge, okay? So she was home. She heard.
It was windy.
She was.
too windy to work.
She heard the cries for hello, I guess. I don't know if it was cries or whatever. Cries for hello. And then she rushes down and sees him pretty much bobbing in the water. So she gets in her kayak, right? Goes out, grabs him, and again it's windy, the white caps are coming over, grabs him and is literally holding him up. It's just her on the kayak, by herself. I think one of her paddle breaks, I'm not making that up.
It was broken already.
It was broken already. She should probably replace the paddle.
Yeah,
Right?
for next time, right, just in case.
Paddle breaks, she's holding him up. Now what does she do? That's where Amanda and John Moe, who are not here tonight, I think came to the rescue. as well. They went out on their kayaks, grabbed Allie and the father, who was pretty much unresponsive now. He was pale, blue, pretty cyanotic. He was agonal breath, most likely. He did. The instructions were to begin CPR when they brought him back on land, but he did have a pulse, heart rate. They started, well, we stopped it, Captain Gibbons stopped it, a little sternal rub. He kind of simmered a little bit, but not really. Still rushing in, grabbed him, put him in the ambulance, and away we went. And then the cavalry showed up, we did our work, and what was his last quote? His last quote was, she can do this. He said, what else, Father? You said something else too.
The Valerie Club that I said.
What did you say in the ambulance?
I was trying to learn how to walk on water.
Yes! So Captain Gibbons was questioning him, he goes, I was trying to, he almost got to the hospital, they're almost at the hospital, he's like, I guess I can't walk on water. Right? So we made it to the hospital. But I just want to point out, but with all seriousness too, if Allie didn't initiate that save, he would have died, right, Chief?
I agree.
He would have died. He had, within 3 minutes, now, you gotta believe, I got goosebumps, you gotta believe in the higher power you want, obviously, you know. I'm kind of a spiritual guy, so there's a reason why Allie was there, there's a reason why he's here today, so it wasn't your time to go. No, you can't walk on water. So being here, thank you to my staff and everyone that, obviously when the cavalry came up, but obviously Allie, we want to recognize you, and also to Amanda and John who weren't here. That if it wasn't for your life-saving actions,
Oh,
really have
my
to,
goodness.
these are high-tech frames. So,
Wow.
Citizen Hero Award awarded to Alexandria Davis in recognition of your life-saving actions on July 12th, 2022. Your efforts were instrumental in saving Father Williams from drowning in East Montponson Lake. You truly embody the spirit and community and selflessness that makes the town of Halifax such a special place on this day. So we wanted to just give this.
Oh my God. Thank you, everyone.
Chief, do the duty thing, you know, the military thing, you know what I'm talking about. Where you hop up there by the flag from
You want to like go like.
Yeah, do the real one.
One hand on the certificate. Sent to the beginning of this.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wait, only timer.
Yeah,
Keep the father up there.
Right?
Yes. You mind?
I'm sitting down for a while. Yeah. Why don't we just?
It's so good.
You always.
I got it.
Absolutely. We're gonna make Martin the official selectman.
Second.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
You want to get being good in a lot of things.
Great job.
Awesome story.
I love feel-good stories.
Absolutely.
In the meeting, that's perfect.
Thank you. So I also have, like I said, awards, Amanda and John Moe, which when I see them, I will deliver those as well. But in the meantime, yeah, so Father lives to fight another day. So thank you.
Wonderful. I hope your children appreciate your storytelling ability.
They're 12, 14.
I was on the edge of my seat over here.
Yeah, they'll appreciate it one day. One day.
That's great.
That's it.
Congratulations.
On that note, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Wow.
Aye.
That's good to see you.